Hoyoverse is tricking you into not quitting their games, and this is something that has been happening in the last couple years, and a lot of the players aren't really seeing that, and that's why it's really time to talk about it. Hoyoverse games are really popular, and Genshin and Honkai are one of the biggest games in the entire world. But there's something that Hoyoverse is doing that is not really that good, and it's a cheap way that they use to keep the most profit possible. And to be completely honest, this video is not made from hate or something like that, no, but it is something that needs to be talked about because a lot of the community, as I said, are not seeing that. I've been seeing this pattern a lot, and I'm not gonna just give you what they're doing immediately. No, I'm just gonna give you examples and you would tell what they're doing by yourself. It's just that it was in front of our eyes, and a lot of people were saying, oh, it's just a coincidence, but a coincidence won't happen a million times. So you might thinking, what are you talking about? Let's go straight into it. To give you an example, let us talk about the dev updates with Genshin Impact or Honkai Star Rail, or like let's say most of their dev updates. We all know that a lot of people in the Genshin community, for example, they want some new things, some new quality of life changes. They want probably artifact loadouts. They want, I don't know, to fix the daily system, a skip button, anything like that. What Hoyoverse does is they post something on Twitter and all of their socials. Yo guys, we fixed this one specific things that we all asked for in the most clickbaity way. You click on that, you want to read the article, and it says, yo guys, we fixed this thing that you all want, but it's not really the same thing. It's just more useless and way cheaper and easier for us to do. It's like they make something that nobody's gonna use that, and at that point some of the community will say, oh, this is better than nothing. They gave us somewhat of what we asked for, but it's actually nothing compared to what you asked for. But all of that comes because they do word it in a way that it seems like it's the same thing or something that is really close to what we want, although it's very different. But I'm not here talking about the quality of life changes that are not happening in Genshin. We talked about those a lot, but I'm just building something here. Let us go to the other thing. Before we continue, this video is sponsored by El Dorado, a marketplace for in-game currencies, accounts, top-ups, items, and boosting with cheaper prices and secure transactions. And they do have items and currencies for a lot of different games. El Dorado will be the best for you because it's fast, safe, and cheaper. Genshin, Honkai, ZZZ, any gacha game that you can think about, and also even MMORPGs, Fortnite, Valorant, it is huge. And with all of these discounts, you can also get another discount by using the code stioorg or using the link in the description and pinned comment, so make sure to do that. And I'm gonna take you back to 2021, where we were at the end of Inazuma. We needed so much content, we needed something new, and there was a game that was coming out that was so hyped by people. It was insanely hyped, which is Tower of Fantasy. They called it the Genshin Killer. A lot of people wanted to play it. It was so hyped, it's getting so many views. Like, a lot of people do not know how big the hype for Tower of Fantasy was before release. What Genshin did is that before the release of Tower of Fantasy, they dropped one of their biggest or one of the best trailers ever, which is the Fatui trailer, showing all the Fatuis and promising something crazy with the story. And we all know that they do not touch on those specific things with the story and, you know, what we really need from the Genshin story. But we didn't really see anything from that trailer yet. Yes, we saw the Fatuis, we saw their characters, we saw some of them in the story, in the game. But we really didn't see what this trailer will give us until probably Not Cry or the next year in Snezhnaya, which is another promise, another thing that they say, oh, we're giving you this, just wait for us for a billion years and we're gonna give it to you, and it's all over again. Let me give you another example for a different thing. With Honkai Star Rail, they say that they heard what people are thinking about the story and the storytelling, and they say that we're fixing it, and they really don't just fix it in the version that they said they're fixing it in. Of course, to give them credit, they made it a little better afterwards, but the game still have the same inconsistencies, and that's why I have to move to the Fate collab in Honkai Star Rail. Same thing, crazy expectations, crazy hype, building something that is monumental. People were thinking that this is gonna be the best thing, like in the interviews and how much time it took for them to make the Fate collab. They were so serious about this. They said, said that we are so excited to make something for the Fate, for people who like Fate. We're fans of the Fate series ourselves. A lot of these things where they just didn't deliver anything because it was one of the worst collabs ever. It was like it was made in 1 month and now in more than a year. But again, you will have some of the community saying it's better than nothing. They added Saber in the game. They added Archer. Oh, they're powerful. I still have to come back to the game, and whenever the hype is done for one of their games, they will make one of those promises where they hype it up a little bit, but they do not meet what we expect. That's why I'm saying it's not a coincidence. This is happening every single time. And so whenever they feel like people are quitting their games, they just drop something that will keep them in and not really deliver on it. And one of the biggest things here is when dawei was crying last year before the launch of Latlan. That was so bad. It looked like a little genuine for some people, and it's like, yeah, we heard you guys. That was probably one of their biggest years in terms of drama. Not really their best year, but they heard how people are so mad with Genshin, and he was crying and saying we will deliver and change the game, and we know what you're thinking and we're trying to change it. But Natlan was probably the worst region. And I'm not talking as Natlan as a whole. No, I mean the 5.x versions had their fair share of problems, and maybe because they delivered their best region yet, which is Fontaine at the time. But anyway, again, so many promises, but they do not deliver. Now, what do I want to say? Because I know that some people are thinking, but this is how you market a game. You should promise something. You should, make people still interested in your product. And this is true. To give an example, League of Legends does that. They had one of their biggest dramas recently with the chess thing and things like that, and they said we're changing these things, we're getting back chests, we're making skins better in the game, we're adding more game modes, and the exact thing that they said happened. This is the problem. We have somebody who says some realistic expectations. They say that we're gonna add this and that, we cannot add this now, and okay, we expect that, we want that, please add it, and they do add it in the future. For Genshin, they just make vague explanations of what they want to add so that they can build hype anyway, even if people are not gonna be interested in what they're making. And when they reveal it, we do know that it's actually not gonna be good. And that's why they trick you into not quitting the game. They make you feel like they will give you something in the future. They always make you feel like there is something in the game coming. But whenever you get shocked that they will not add anything, and then you start waiting for them to add anything, and when you start and think about quitting the game and they think that a lot of people are gonna do it, they drop something again, they build hype, and they make you still purchase something into the game or anything like that. Other than that, of course, we have the FOMO in the games that they make. Fear of missing anything that they add. You have the fear of missing a banner, the dailies, things that you should do. So there's a lot of things, and with adding this last bit here, you're not quitting their game. I really want people to think about this, especially people who are not really enjoying their time. If you're enjoying the games, this doesn't matter. But if you're not really enjoying most of your time with those games, you have to be careful and really go try something else. Trust me, you're not missing anything. When you try quitting a gacha game, that's not only like a Hoyoverse game, but any gacha game, you quit it, you don't come back for at least more than a month, you will see that you're not really missing anything. It doesn't matter if you missed that one character, it doesn't matter if you missed that one quest because you can play it anyway. Just have fun with other games, have fun. Don't waste your time with doing dailies every single day. It doesn't matter if you lost that next 50-50. There's not really much to do or much to miss. And that's basically what I wanted to talk about. Again, it's not hating on anything. If you enjoy any Hoyoverse game, I don't really care. Just enjoy your time. Good for you, And yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. That was the video. Bye bye.